Hey everybody, so today for my first review back, I am going to be reviewing Dueling Club Gilderoy Lockhart figure from the Chamber of Secrets movie. He's part of a very small line of figures called Dueling Club. He was released in 2003, that's what the stamp on the back of the figure says. I think Chamber came out in 2002, but I can't remember for sure. But there was only 4 figures in the wave. There's this one, there's a Harry Potter figure which I have, there's a Tom Riddle which I also have, and then there's a Malfoy who is actually the hardest to find and I'm still trying to get him. But anyways, let's get into it with the figure. I don't have the packaging anymore, unfortunately, but I'll leave like a link to a Google image in the description. But anyways, just give you a close-up of the figure here. He comes with, this nice cloth cloak that he had in the movie. I don't know if it's completely accurate to the movie, but it looks accurate from what I remember. Sorry about that, the phone started ringing and I had to cut it. But anyways, so I'll just give you a look at the figure. And the cloak is removable. I actually have, I bought 2 of these figures so that I could have one with the cloak and one without. I'll show you the uncloaked one in a minute. But this head sculpt I think is actually really good. The paint is really nice and clean. And this is a Mattel figure, so that's saying something. Sorry, this autofocus kind of sucks. I think it actually looks like Kenneth, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Branagh, but he's the guy who played Gilderoy Lockhart. Also the director of the first Thor movie. Some trivia there. But yeah, I think it looks like him. I don't think it's 100% dead on, but I can tell who it's supposed to be. And like I said, it looks really nice. So, doesn't really bother me. But anyways, I will show you the version of the figure that I have here without the cloak. And you can see that he has his outfit on that he wore when he was dueling Snape in the movie. It's pretty accurate. Very accurate, actually. This is the only thing about these figures that, except for I think the Tom Riddle, I think they all have this. My Harry has it. I don't know. I cut the one off on Harry. I don't know if I'm going to do it on this one. Sorry, that was my phone. But basically this figure has an action feature. It's kind of weird. Hang on, let me see if I can get it. Like, yeah, I don't really understand it completely, to be honest. Not my favorite. I've never liked action features. I know they're supposed to cater to children, but if I'm to be 100% honest, even when I was a child, I hated action features because they just inhibit articulation and they never really work very well, so not a fan. But anyways, I kind of got off track here. Let's take some looks at this figure. There's a lot of detail here in these shoes. They look like they're like snake skin or something like that. There is a little piece cut out right here. Sorry, autofocus. I don't really know why they did this, but my Harry Potter figure from the same wave has it too. I don't really understand what the purpose of it is. But yeah. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go to manual because it just got really bad. But anyways, this is the pants here. They've got a lot of texture to them as well. And I think the vest looks really nice. It looks very accurate to the movie. On the gloves here, we've got a lot of detail. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody opened the garage, which is very loud. Seems like somebody does not want me to be recording today, but anyways, I was saying that these gloves have really nice detailing on them. They've got a black wash to highlight the details, and it's like that on this glove too. Nothing too much on the back. You've got that ugly stamp. I hate it when they do that, but at least it's not painted like Marvel Legends lately. But anyways, nothing too much on the arms. But yeah, lots of nice sculpted detail, which I like. That being said, let's get into the articulation here. These figures, if anyone out there who's watching this collected the figures, the regular figures from the first two movies, these have improved articulation. It's not crazy good, like it's not too much better, but I mean it is better. But I'll get into it. His head can move side to side, not all the way around, just that far and that far. But here's where these figures differ from their basic counterparts. They have the ball hinged shoulders, which give them a good range of movement. Swivel here, all the way around both sides. Hinge can go completely straight, and then it can go like that. Now, where this gets frustrating for me is right here. This would have been a perfect place to put a joint, but there's not one here. And when I opened this for the first time when I got it, I was very surprised, honestly, that there's no joint there. I mean, that's just basic articulation. I mean, I guess I should keep in mind that this was 2003, but I think, pretty sure by 2003, I don't know, I could have sworn that hinge joints were the norm, especially because I think on the basic figures the swiveling wrists was something that they could do. So that's frustrating. Now this is a toy with an action feature, like I said, so it does affect articulation. I mean, you move this arm, and if you've ever had a toy with an action feature before, you know how it goes. Starts moving the wrist or the waist, so you kind of have to like hold it when you move it, because otherwise it'll just do whatever it wants, and it makes this horrible clicking noise, which I hate. But I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. At least, I don't know, it could be worse, but the waist does move. It's just, you know, this happens. He also has a ball hinged at the hips, which is really nice. Definitely not something you saw in the basics. The basics usually gave you like that horrible V cut joint where like you'd move the leg out and it would like go over here when it's up. So his legs can move that far forward, and let's see, they can't really move back because he has a sculpted butt, so you know how that goes. Let's see, at the knee he can bend 90 degrees. Nothing at the feet, which kind of sucks. I can understand why these don't move side to side. I've had figures before where they can't really, because I mean just the pants. But you know, it would have been nice to have a hinge. I think that would have definitely not been unreasonable. And then the other thing that's really lacking, I mean, it does make for a very nice sculpt, but there's no upper thigh swivel, and I think that one bugs me the most, because, I mean, without the upper thigh swivel, the poses you can get him in are pretty limited. I mean, you're not going to get him to stand for nothing in this pose, but it is nice that it's there, this ball hinge, so kind of a mixed bag. But anyways, for accessories, he does come with his wand here, which is actually a bit hard to get out of his hand, but this is it. It's got those weird little things at the bottom. Very simplistic paint, but I mean, it's a nice accessory. It is very rubbery though, which I don't know how I feel about it. Sometimes it's annoying because it's like you wish it wasn't that way, but then the other hand, it prevents it from breaking, so there's that. And then of course, this is what his cloak looks like when it's not on. It's just, I think, as far as figures I've owned with real cloth clothes, usually I'm not a big fan, but I think they actually did a really good job with this figure, just the way it hangs on him and everything. It looks very nice. So that's an achievement, but they do have this thing, which is, I don't like it when they do this, but at least it's in the back, not sticking out like some figures I've seen. And then the other thing he comes with is this thing here, which you may be like, that's kind of weird. All the figures come with it, I think. I don't think Tom Riddle did, but Harry did. But anyways, you hold it up to the light, and I don't have a whole lot of light right now, but it creates like an image, the light shining through it makes like a movie still almost. The detail's really cool. Not my favorite accessory, but it's kind of neat. So for size, he comes in at actually almost 7 inches tall, which is kind of crazy. He's definitely, you know, taller than most 6-inch figures. Maybe a little too tall, but I still really like the figure. And then here he is next to the Harry Potter figure from the same wave. Harry's about 12 years old here, so I think the height difference is pretty good. Like I said, Gilderoy may be a little bit too tall, but I still really like the figure. And then here he is next to a Movie Masters figure and Marvel Legends. So even compared to Marvel Legends, you can just see, like, compared to a standard 6-inch figure, that he is definitely taller. Movie Masters tend to be a little bit on the shorter side anyways, but yeah. So you can definitely tell he's a bit taller. So overall for this figure, I think he's good. Definitely if you want a Gilderoy Lockhart figure, this is really, as far as I know, your only option. But even if you had like multiples, this is definitely a really nice figure. It's not too expensive on eBay, so I would recommend it. The only thing I wish it had is just not the action feature and more articulation, especially in the wrists. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this figure. I like it a lot. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews, and subscribe if you like my videos.